You already know what it is, man. We are back here to serve some more game on the ground for them hungry hounds. Just got the pound and are ready for the next round. Let me scoot that back just a little bit. So with that being said, make sure to grab your snacks, your drinks, whatever the case may be. Because we finna get right into this episode, man. With that being said, y'all can see the title of this episode, this live, whatever you want to call it. Nick Fuentes versus Tucker Carlson. Apparently, they started going at it with each other. Nick said some things, Tucker said some things, and they're just going ham. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and pull this on up here. Go ahead and change this layout because I don't like that. Boom, just like that. All right. With that being said, let's get it.
So it's either A, it's being driven from like a little boy insecurity, and he just was so worried that he like just went on the attack because he doesn't know how to have normal relations after being banned everywhere.
Well, I think there's
that could be one element.
The angry gay kid thing going on.
Yeah. Or it's what you're saying, where he does this, he's lying to everybody and pretending that things are one way when it's not. I can say
why is he attacking Joe Kent, who, I mean, Joe Kent worked as a CIA contractor, paramilitary contractor. He was in the U.S. military for years fighting our neocon wars. And his wife was killed in Syria in one of those wars. Joe Kent is the single most sincere critic.
You sure about that?
And I would say the one with the most credibility in the United States to say this foreign policy is bad. It killed my wife. I was a part of it. Joe Kent is actually someone the CIA doesn't like at all because he understands how it operates. And for Nick Fuentes, who's like some child from Chicago, to go after him specifically, one congressional seat in Washington State.
That is random.
It's not random, though. It's the opposite of random. Joe Kent was number one on the list of people they wanted to knock off, people who believe in our neocon foreign policy. They wanted Joe Kent out because he could stand up and say, I actually know. I've got the receipts. My wife was killed in Syria. You had to take that guy out. And Nick Fuentes, this child, this weird little gay kid in his basement in Chicago, is participating in a super PAC to bump off Joe Kent. Like, I've been around this my whole life. I know what that is. It's just an organized effort.
Yeah.
And he also did the thing that David Duke always did, including to me, which is be like, oh, yeah, it's my friend. And everyone's like, oh, Tucker Carlson's been endorsed by David Duke. I've been making like the anti-racist argument my whole life.
Right.
Like, I'm not for David Duke. Do I think David Duke is right when he's against affirmative action? You bet I do. But I'm not for David Duke. But David Duke would try to discredit people by hugging them. And that's exactly what Fuentes did. He goes out there, meet all these people, show, hi, I'm Nick Fuentes. Can I get my picture with you? That's a campaign to destroy credible voices on the right. And Fuentes is part of it. And I know I'm inviting endless trouble by saying this because, this is a kid with a lot of spare time, but it's just a fact. And I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
And I, you can believe me or not, but I know what I'm talking about.
I can confirm he's dishonest. I mean, so it's like you use that as your, like, I could not determine what his motives were.
That's crazy. He basically said that he thinks that Nick is like from what it sounded like to me, he's saying that he's an implant seeking to destroy the quote unquote voices on the quote unquote right side who are trying to quote unquote stand up for truth.
And I said, you know what? I don't have time for this. I gave you a fair chance, gave you a fair shake, and you are a fundamentally dishonest human being. There was no reason to do it. If he had not done that show and screamed and yelled, his followers would have been like, oh, that was an interesting conversation between two people who agreed some, disagreed some, and like that was it. It was interesting that he got there. He doesn't want to be, and I can tell you that he doesn't want to be anywhere but where he is. He doesn't want to have normal relations. And it did sort of feel, and I said that to him, that he's like responding to orders somewhere because why are you attacking me?
Well,
why are you attacking Dave Smith? What is the issue with Dave Smith? And he couldn't answer the question.
Exactly.
He couldn't answer the question. He was just like, well,
the fakest thing I've ever seen.
And I'm like, well, why do you hate Dave Smith over Joe Rogan?
But Nick did not take this lightly with what many are saying is his greatest clapback of all time. Here is the uncut 7-minute response.
I'm being accused of being the CIA by Peter Thiel's best boys, by Tucker Carlson with his daddy. Tucker Carlson's, and you know what? Here's the other thing. Tucker Carlson said I'm a weird gay kid in the basement. Yeah, and I'm from Chicago. You're right. Well, okay, you're not right about all of that. But I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Tucker Carlson says I have so many trust funds I never have to work. Tucker went to a $45,000 per year private high school, then a $45,000 per year selective Ivy League school in New England. Tucker Carlson's daddy was a Reagan appointee. And then, after years of bragging about being an elite, bragging about being so out of touch and so rich, now he's going to be the spokesperson for all the white people. Now he's going to roll up his sleeves. I just like to hunt and fish in my log cabin. I care about Klarna and credit card debt. But then when it comes to me, I'm one of the real disaffected white people. You want to talk about Me and them, I am them. He says Nick Fuentes is leading all of the disaffected young white men. I am a disaffected young white man. I was a precocious, intelligent, young white college student who went to Boston University, who was pro-Trump and red-pilled by Trump and animated by Trump's message of America first. And I asked questions about Israel, and I was punished for it. I did it years before Tucker Carlson started talking about Israel last year. And I sacrificed, and I was targeted by the ADL, by the SPLC, by the federal government, by the conservative movement that both Candace and Tucker were a part of. Candace and Tucker had nothing to say about Israel until it became unavoidable last year. Not popular, but unavoidable. And now they want to gatekeep me out and do this personality attack and say I'm a bitter loser in my basement from Chicago. I'm a kid from Chicago. And they slipped up there because they forgot for 1 second that they're pretending to be the spokesperson for exactly that kind of person. Tucker's mask slipped, and he forgot for a minute that for 8 years he's been pretending to care about the plight of weird kids in their parents' basement who are broke and didn't go to an Ivy League school, living in cities that don't matter like Chicago, not like Washington, D.C. or L.A. or New York. And that's why he had such disdain and contempt for me in that moment. Between the personality attack.
This dude is just going off, bro. It is crazy. That is crazy.
He's lonely. He's weird. He lives in a basement. I'm sorry. Did you guys forget that that's your target audience that you're trying to pander to? Did you forget that for 2 seconds? And I'm the inauthentic person? I am that person. I am a spokesman for the disaffected white man because I am one, and you two are not. Candace Owens got married to British royalty worth $200 million after meeting him for 2 weeks on Zoom. What the fuck is even that about? And Tucker Carlson's dad ran the CIA.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Hold up, I gotta go back. Listen to this shit, bro.
Candace Owens got married to British royalty worth $200 million after meeting him for 2 weeks on Zoom. What the fuck is even that about?
I said, what the fuck is even that about? Oh, dude, that is hilarious.
And Tucker Carlson's dad ran the CIA's propaganda empire fighting the Soviet Union. He went and fought with the Contras when he was in college. When I was in college, I was doing a webcam show in my friend's dorm room criticizing Israel. So who's the CIA cutout? Who's the inauthentic one? Who's the crazy, hateful one? I would never describe a well-meaning young white person who's trying to get ahead as a weird kid in his basement from Chicago. And what is that supposed to mean? What is wrong with being from Chicago? What is wrong with being weird? What is wrong with living in your basement? That's a lot of people because of the problems you claim to care about. Tucker's at Turning Point USA extolling the predatory nature of usury and how it's preventing young white men from getting homes. And then the week after says, you're in your mom's basement. So which is it?
Dude, this is crazy, bro. Man, there's a lot of shit being dropped. And it makes you question really what you've been told and what you believe. Like, at this point, bro, I don't believe nothing that really nobody say anymore. I don't really believe nothing that Tucker say, that Nick says, that Candace Owens says. I really don't. At this point, it's just entertainment purposes, content purposes. The only person who I really take into account what they're saying is Alex Jones, because I've never really known Alex Jones to get caught up with it and go back and forth with people like this and just on some childish ass shit.
So which is it? Do you care about Klarna and people going into debt to order pizzas and home ownership being impossible? Or do you think that's a contemptible, low-status thing to be ridiculed and mocked? Who's pandering here exactly? Because that wasn't you. You were born to the Swanson family fortune and your daddy who ran the CIA. My dad didn't even graduate college. My dad worked for the tollway. His dad died of a drug overdose in the 70s. My mother's father was a garbage man in Chicago, and he committed suicide. He was a veteran of World War II. Who's the CIA cutout? Who's the poser? Who is America? I am America. Chicago is America. That's an American story. I didn't go to Yale Law School and suck Peter Thiel's dick and then get a capital firm advising Rebecca Mercer.
Oh no, bro. He said, I didn't go to Yale and suck Peter Thiel's dick. That is crazy, dude. He does not care. He's just going off.
And writing hillbilly elegy and talking about it at the Aspen Institute, that's your biographical credibility? How many of these disaffected white people that love Trump because he's racist went to Yale Law School and got plucked out by Peter Thiel, whoever he even is? Peter Thiel with his fixation with the Antichrist, this homosexual who's involved with the CIA, who wants to live forever and govern the world with AI. Yeah, that's really relatable. That's really relatable. Do another show with him and Curtis Yarvin. Do another show. Do the 47th show with J.D. Vance. It is insulting, and it is insulting to everybody's intelligence for Tucker to sit there and say he doesn't know his dad is in the CIA, for him to say that I'm in the CIA. What a joke. What a sick joke.
He said, you a bozo. I know, bro. I read that whole shit wrong, and I was just sitting there. After I realized, I was just mad as fuck. I was mad as fuck, bro. He said, we're going to do double podcasts on TikTok Live tomorrow for your goofiness. All right, bet.
Especially after everything that's happened to me. And unlike what Candace Owens says, she says, what happened to him when he was 18? What happened to me is ongoing. Okay? Unlike Candace Owens and Tucker, I never got a contract with Ben Shapiro and Rupert Murdoch. I was on maker support. I was on hate.
Dude, who even remembers Ben Shapiro? I remember when he was popping back in what was it, 2016, 2017, I think. And I remember he was just going, the thing that I knew him for back then was going off on trans people and how trans women aren't real women and all this, that, and the third, and doing these college debates and shit. He said, gotta love when a dude come up out of nowhere talking about how much money he makes. That's when you know somebody broke. Man, you ain't even lying.
I was on D Live. I had to fight for everything I have. I didn't get $1 million contract from Turning Point. I didn't get $20 million from Fox News. My daddy didn't get me a job in Arkansas.
And to add some additional housekeeping, a claim from Tucker that is getting eviscerated online is that he only recently found out his dad was involved with the CIA, and that somehow Nick knew about it before he did. First class clips with the receipts here shows us that is not true at all.
And he's attacking my dad as the CIA, his dad's in the CIA or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's no, untrue. And my father dies, and I learn, actually, yeah, was involved in that world.
Dude told me he made $240K a month doing a roof, and he feels like him from buying a Corvette at 23. Hell no, boy, Corvette. You could have done better than that. When somebody quick to tell you what they got, it's all in the name of seeking acceptance. Man, you ain't even lying. Acceptance and attention.
Completely shocked by it. So when I applied to CIA, and I've taken a lot of crap, including from Putin, like, oh, you're from a CIA family. Well, yeah, obviously my father worked in conjunction with CIA. I mean, that's what that is. And I tried to join the CIA, but I'm not being false about it.
I think it is safe to say at this point that the entire political landscape is threatened by Nick. And I think it's obvious that with the resurgence of him and others on the most popular platforms, that it's an indicator they have no idea what to do with the Overton windows slamming to the right. Millions of Americans clamoring to see and hear more of the most banned man on the planet. The Streisand effect is and will always remain undefeated.
When the attempt to hide, remove, or censor information has a completely opposite effect, named after Barbara Streisand's attempt to suppress photos of her mansion in Malibu. Interesting.
That is where I will leave it. Let me know your thoughts. How far do you think Tucker and Nick will take this? I don't know about you, but I'm hoping for a 7-game series. I'll see you in the next one.
I don't know what to think, honestly, dude. I really don't. I have to do more research on when that video of Tucker came out, whenever he said that he tried to apply for the CIA. I have to do more research on that and see when it came out. Matter of fact, let me see if I can look it up right now. Let me see. Let me look it up on YouTube. Maybe I'll be able to find it that way. I don't even see it on here either. That is tough. Why the CIA loves Obama. I don't see it on here. So that's something I just had to really look for in some downtime that I can get or whatever. But yeah, man, Nick and Tucker apparently now they're going at it, calling each other CIA implants and all this, that, and the third. Just goofy shit. Straight up, just goofy shit. I don't know how long it's going to go on for. I don't really believe what either one of them say at this point because without doing my own due diligent research, I'm not just going to take what they say at face value. And y'all shouldn't take what nobody says at face value either without doing your own research on what it is that they're talking about. Because that's how you get led with the wrong information. That is a fact. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. And we're going to let Rev take it from here.
You're really serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will. I'm that nigga.
Motherfucker, 'cause it's my world and every motherfucking thing in it. That including your asshole too.
Well, if God send the devil in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit, then motherfucker, you fucked up, huh? You fucked up, huh? You know your ass is doomed. What you got to speak? If you don't know shit to speaking on this topic I'm bringing up, shut your goddamn ass up.
What do you say, Gerard? You ignorant slut.
I don't think I'm God. I ain't say I think I believe. I know, and if you study the words, you study my book, you will know I'm me too.
You didn't create the heaven and the earth, baby.
But I did. I'm that motherfucker. You know me, don't you?
Hell no, I don't want you.
You don't know me? Then shame on your goddamn ass then. Shit, I'm the motherfucker. Give a fuck what you believe in. Believe in you some goddamn Ku Klux Klans members, don't you? And house nigga, bitch made ass, nincome fucking poops, monkey minded, Afrocentric motherfuckers. You wanna call me and tell me your opinion?